The conference room on the 38th floor smells like fresh coffee and desperation. Rachel Ashford stands at the head of the table, her Hermes scarf perfectly tied, her voice perfectly controlled. "We need that $400 million or we're dead in 12 weeks. Her CFO, William Randy, slides a folder across the polished mahogany. There's one investor left. Cole Ventures. Darian Cole. He's interested. Rachel doesn't look up from her laptop. Schedule it. Her assistant, Rebecca, nods and leaves. What Rachel doesn't know is that meeting will never happen. And the man she's about to ignore will become the only person who can save everything she's built. 3 days later, Darian Cole sits in his penthouse office overlooking Central Park. The morning light catches the framed photo on his desk. His mother in her nurse's scrubs, standing outside their apartment in the south side of Chicago. She worked 16-hour shifts so he could study. She died 2 years before he made his first billion. His phone buzzes. Priya, his assistant, appears on screen. "Mr. Cole, I just received an email from Ashford Technologies." Darian sets down his coffee. "And?" "They canceled the meeting. Said Ms. Ashford's schedule is too packed this quarter. They'll reach out when things calm down." Darian is quiet for a moment. "Did they give a reason?" The assistant said, and I quote, "Ms. Ashford is prioritizing meetings with established partners." Established partners. Darian almost smiles. He's been called many things. Established is usually one of them. Pull up everything on Ashford Technologies. I want to know what's really happening inside that company. Rachel Ashford grew up in Greenwich, Connecticut. Her father was a hedge fund manager. Her mother sat on the board of 3 museums. She went to Exeter, then Stanford, then Harvard Business School. She started Ashford Technologies at 26 with $2 million from her father's friends. By 32, the company was worth $900 million. Forbes called her the next Sheryl Sandberg. Fortune put her on the cover twice. She's never been told no by anyone who mattered. She's also never set foot on the ground floor of her own building. Her assistant handles her calendar. Her COO handles operations. Her PR team handles her image. Rachel handles vision. The problem with vision is you can't see what's right in front of you. Darian Cole grew up sharing a bedroom with 2 brothers. His clothes came from Goodwill. His first computer was a broken Dell he fixed himself at 14. Full scholarship to MIT. First in his family to graduate college. He sold his first startup at 26 for $780 million. Now at 41, Cole Ventures manages $4.2 billion. But here's what makes Darian different. He doesn't invest in companies. He invests in cultures. Every potential investment, he sends someone in undercover. Sometimes it's an assistant posing as a delivery driver. Sometimes it's a consultant pretending to be lost. He watches how companies treat people who can't do anything for them. That tells him everything. Today, he's going to do it himself. The video surfaces on a Tuesday afternoon. Rachel is at the Ritz-Carlton in San Francisco for a tech conference. She's standing in the lobby, phone pressed to her ear, visibly frustrated. A young black man in a hotel uniform approaches. He's carrying a clipboard. "Excuse me, ma'am, are you here for the Tech Forward conference?" Rachel waves him away without looking. "Not now. I'm on a call." The man persists. "I just need to verify your badge for the private lunch." Rachel finally looks at him. Her face changes. "I said not now. Can't you see I'm busy? Go check someone else's badge. I'll find my own way." The man steps back. The exchange lasts 11 seconds. Someone records it. The video gets uploaded that night with the caption, "Tech CEO mistakes hotel staff for conference servant. This is how they treat us." The clip is edited. The context is missing. The young man wasn't hotel staff. He was a conference volunteer, a Stanford student, there to help direct VIP guests, but none of that matters now. By Wednesday morning, the video has 2.3 million views. By Thursday, it's everywhere. Twitter threads dissect every frame. LinkedIn posts call for accountability. A former Ashford employee writes a Medium article titled "The Culture Rachel Built" that gets 400,000 reads in 48 hours. Rachel watches from her office as her carefully constructed image burns. It was a misunderstanding. I didn't know. Her PR director, James, shakes his head. That doesn't matter anymore. The narrative is set. You're the villain. What do we do? You apologize, publicly, sincerely, and you pray it's enough. Rachel's phone rings. It's William, her CFO. The board is calling an emergency meeting. 3 more investors just pulled out. We have 10 weeks of runway left. Rachel stares at the video still playing on her screen. Her own face frozen in that moment of dismissal. She doesn't recognize herself. Darian watches the same video in his New York office. He watches it 3 times. The 4th time, he pauses at the 007 mark. Rachel's hand gesture, dismissive, automatic, like swatting a fly. Maya, his senior analyst, appears in his doorway. You've seen it? Everyone's seen it? What do you think? I think there's more to this story, but that's not what concerns me. What concerns you? Darian turns to face her. Ashford Technologies has 2,800 employees. Most of them have nothing to do with Rachel's behavior. If we don't invest, the company fails. Those people lose their jobs. So we invest anyway? No. We investigate first. Book me a flight to San Francisco. And Maya? Don't tell anyone who I am. 2 days later, Darian Cole walks into the Ashford Technologies building wearing khakis and a button-down shirt. No tie, no suit jacket. He's carrying a laptop bag and a folder with a fake resume. The lobby is sleek and modern. Glass walls, exposed concrete, a coffee bar that serves $7 lattes. A receptionist smiles at him. Welcome to Ashford Technologies. How can I help you? I'm here for an interview. Senior software engineer position. 2 p.m. with someone from the tech team. The receptionist checks her screen. William Thompson? That's the one. 3rd floor. Take the elevator on your right. Mr. Thompson will meet you at the landing. Darian nods. Thanks. The elevator opens to an open-plan office. Rows of desks, developers in headphones, the quiet hum of keyboards. A man approaches, white, mid-40s, wearing a company hoodie. You're the 2XU? Darian extends his hand. Darian. Thanks for having me. The man, William Thompson, barely shakes it. His grip is weak, distracted. Right. Conference room B, follow me. The interview starts normally. Background questions, technical scenarios, the usual. Then Thompson leans back. So, where'd you go to school? MIT, computer science. Thompson's eyebrows rise slightly. Really? And you're applying here? What's your current salary expectation? Darian names a number. Reasonable, competitive. Thompson writes something down. We usually start people a bit lower. You understand. Probationary period. To make sure you're a good culture fit. The door opens. A young woman, Asian American in a sharp blazer, pokes her head in. William, the 2:30 is here. Should I send her in when you're done? Thompson glances at his watch. Actually, tell her to wait. This might run long. He turns back to Darian. Where were we? The woman leaves. Thompson continues. So tell me about a time you faced conflict with a colleague, Darian answers. Thompson takes minimal notes. 20 minutes later, Thompson stands. We'll be in touch. HR will send next steps if we decide to move forward. He doesn't shake Darian's hand this time, just walks to the door and holds it open. Darian lingers in the hallway. The 2:30 candidate is sitting in the waiting area. Young, black, natural hair pulled back. Her resume is open on her lap. She's reviewing notes. Thompson approaches her with a different energy. His shoulders are squared. His smile is tight. You're the next interview? What's your name? Keisha Williams. Computer science, Howard University. Thompson nods slowly. Howard. Great school. So tell me, why do you want to work at a company like this? The emphasis on like this hangs in the air. Keisha's smile falters for just a moment. I believe in your mission. Decentralized cloud infrastructure is the future. Thompson crosses his arms. That's nice. But do you think you'd fit in here? Our culture is pretty specific. Darian pretends to check his phone. He records the next 4 minutes. Thompson asks Keisha 3 questions about adaptability and professional presentation that he never asked Darian. He mentions the dress code twice. He asks if she has other obligations that might affect her availability. When Thompson finally leads her to the conference room, Darian slips out of the building. That night, Darian sits in his hotel room. The recording plays on loop, Thompson's voice casual and condescending. "Our culture is pretty specific," Priya calls. "How was it?" "Worse than I thought." The video of Rachel might be out of context, but the culture inside that company, it's real. So we walk away? Darian is quiet for a long moment. No, we dig deeper. "I want to know if Rachel knows, if she built this or if she just ignored it." "There's a difference?" "There's a difference between malice and negligence. One can be fixed." Rachel's public apology goes live on Friday. She stands in front of cameras at company headquarters. Her voice is steady but strained. "I want to address the video that's been circulating. I made a mistake. I was rude, dismissive, and I didn't treat that young man with the respect he deserved. There's no excuse." She pauses, takes a breath. "I'm committed to doing better. We're implementing new training programs. We're reviewing our internal culture." She looks directly at the camera. "I'm sorry, truly sorry." The comments section fills within minutes. PR stunt. Too little too late. Empty words. By Monday, 2 more board members call for her resignation. The stock drops another 8%. Rachel sits alone in her office at 11 p.m. The city lights spread out below her like a promise she can't keep. The email arrives Tuesday morning. Subject line, "A conversation about culture." Rachel almost deletes it, but something about the sender name stops her. D. Cole. She opens it. "Miss Ashford, I've been observing your company closely, not through press releases or earnings reports, but through the people who work there. I have information you need to hear. I'm not interested in accusations. I'm interested in truth. If you're willing to listen, I'm willing to talk. Meet me at the Blue Door Coffee, Thursday, 3 p.m. Come alone." Rachel reads it 3 times. Her first instinct is to forward it to legal. Her second instinct is to ignore it. Her third instinct, the one she barely recognizes, tells her to go. She doesn't know why. Maybe it's the word truth. Maybe it's desperation. She replies with one word: confirmed. The Blue Door Coffee is small and crowded. Rachel arrives in jeans and a white blouse. No jewelry, no assistant. She feels exposed. A man waves from a corner table. Khakis, button-down shirt, no tie. He looks familiar, but she can't place him. "Ms. Ashford." He stands. "Thank you for coming." Rachel sits. The chair is uncomfortable. "So are you the person who's been watching my company?" In a manner of speaking. "What does that mean?" "It means I applied for a job at your company 3 days ago." "I made it through the first round of interviews." Rachel's coffee cup freezes halfway to her mouth. "You what?" "I wanted to see how your company operates. Not the version you present at conferences. The real version." "And what did you find?" Darian opens his laptop. He plays the recording. Thompson's voice fills the space between them. "Our culture is pretty specific." Rachel listens. Her face goes from confused to shocked to something else entirely. By the time it ends, her hands are gripping the edge of the table. "That's William Thompson. He's been with us for 6 years. Yes, and he represents your company every time he interviews a candidate." Rachel's voice is barely a whisper. "I didn't know. I know you didn't. That's the problem." Rachel looks at him. Really looks. "Who are you?" Darian reaches into his pocket, pulls out a business card, slides it across the table. Darian Cole, managing partner, Cole Ventures. Rachel stares at the card. The name, the logo, the $4.2 billion in assets. You're the investor. We were supposed to meet 3 weeks ago. Your assistant canceled the meeting. She said you were too busy to meet with anyone new. Rachel closes her eyes. Rebecca. I never told her to cancel anything. I know. Darian's voice is calm. But the question isn't why she canceled. The question is why she felt comfortable making that decision. What message did your leadership send that made her think it was okay? Rachel doesn't answer. There's nothing to say. She opens her eyes. So you came here to tell me my company is broken. I came here to see if you know it. The video, the interview, the culture, it's all connected. You built something impressive, Ms. Ashford, but you built it from a corner office. You stopped listening. And when you stop listening, you stop seeing. Rachel's throat tightens. What do you want? I want to know if you can change. Not your press releases. Not your training programs. You. Because I'm still considering investing. But I only invest in leaders who face hard truths. The silence stretches. Outside, a car honks. Someone laughs. The world keeps moving. Why? Rachel finally asks. Why would you invest in someone like me? Because I believe in second chances. But second chances have to be earned. What do I have to do? Darian slides a paper across the table. 3 conditions. First, you meet with your employees directly. Not through HR, not through surveys, face to face. You hear what they have to say. Second, you fix your culture through action. Fire the people who need to be fired. Promote the people who've been overlooked. Create accountability that doesn't depend on your attention. Third, you take responsibility publicly. Not just for the video, for everything. Rachel reads the list. It's a roadmap to her own humiliation. It's also the only path forward. I could say no. You could. And in 10 weeks, you'll be out of money, out of options, and 2,800 people will be out of jobs. Or you can do the hard thing. Your choice. Rachel folds the paper, puts it in her pocket. When do you need an answer? Take the weekend. Call me Monday. She doesn't take the weekend. She calls him Sunday night. I'm in. All 3 conditions. Darian is in his office watching the city lights. Good. Then let's get to work. Monday morning, 9 a.m. Rachel walks into the all-hands meeting. No slides, no prepared remarks. Just her, a microphone, and 800 employees staring back. I'm here to apologize. Not for the video. For failing you. She pauses. I've been CEO of this company for 7 years. And in that time, I never once asked how you were really doing. I trusted systems instead of people. I valued growth over culture, and I let things happen that I should have stopped. The room is silent. Someone in the back shifts in their seat. A manager from the tech team has been let go this morning. His name was William Thompson. He conducted interviews in a way that didn't represent our values. I should have caught it years ago. I didn't. That's on me. She looks out at the faces. Some skeptical, some hopeful, some just tired. Starting today, things change. We're creating an anonymous feedback system that reports directly to me. We're auditing every promotion from the last 3 years. We're bringing in external consultants to fix what I couldn't see. And if you don't believe me, I understand. Words are cheap. Watch what happens next. The room stays silent for a beat. Then someone claps. Slowly, then someone else. It's not a standing ovation. It's not forgiveness. It's a maybe. Rachel will take it. 6 months later, Ashford Technologies looks different. Not the building, the people. The board added 2 new members. One is a black woman named Dr. Patricia Moore, former VP at Intel. The other is James Randi, disability rights advocate. The executive team now includes a chief culture officer who reports directly to Rachel. Promotion rates for employees of color have tripled. Employee satisfaction scores went from 2.4 to 4.1 out of 5. And the anonymous feedback channel has processed 847 submissions, 91% of which led to actual policy changes. Darian's investment came through in month 4, $400 million, the largest single investment in company history, but he added a clause. Quarterly culture audits. If metrics slip, funds pause. Rachel agreed without hesitation. 1 year later. The Tech Forward Conference in San Francisco. The same conference where that video was recorded. Rachel and Darian are both on stage. The moderator, a journalist from Bloomberg, leans forward. This time last year, your company was in crisis. Now you're a case study in transformation. How? Rachel takes a breath. I stopped defending myself and started listening. It sounds simple. It was the hardest thing I've ever done. The moderator turns to Darian. You invested $400 million in a company led by someone who'd been publicly humiliated. Why? Because humiliation isn't the same as character. Rachel made mistakes, but she did something most leaders never do. She admitted it, not to save the company, because it was right. The audience is quiet. Someone records on their phone. This time, Rachel knows it's happening. She doesn't mind. Backstage afterward, they stand together. The hallway is quiet. Darian, I never properly thanked you. Rachel's voice is soft. You could have walked away. Anyone else would have. He shakes his head. I didn't do it for you. I did it for the person who gets hired next year because the culture changed, for the manager who speaks up because they finally feel heard. Change isn't about punishment. It's about possibility. Rachel nods. Then she does something she's never done with an investor. She offers her hand. Not for a deal. For respect. He takes it. The camera pulls back. Two people who shouldn't have trusted each other. Who found a way anyway. Not because it was easy, because it was necessary. Rachel speaks one last time. A mistake doesn't define you. How you face it does. Darian nods. The truth hurts. But it's where every real change begins. Fade to black. So here's my question for you. Have you ever dismissed someone before they had a chance to speak? Have you ever been dismissed yourself? What would you do if you had Rachel's choice? Accept the hard truth? Or protect your pride? Drop your answer in the comments. Subscribe if you believe in second chances. Hit the notification bell because redemption doesn't wait for anyone. And remember, respect isn't something you earn through success. It's something you give freely to everyone, always. Based on real patterns of workplace bias, 61% of Black professionals report experiencing discrimination at work. Your voice matters. Your actions matter. Use them.